ain't no Saints news, y'all. Just a little. Is there a move the Saints should have made this offseason but didn't? Plus, it's time for our annual Saints Happy Hour bracket. This year, we're crowning the dumbest Saint ever. Thomas, hit that intro.
Welcome to the award-winning Saints Happy Hour podcast. Seriously, this podcast has won awards. American standards are dropping every day. The show features Ralph, the best host in the world, who can barely pronounce his own name, much less anyone else's.
Marcus Marquez Callaway.
Dave is that dude who loves taking bathroom breaks. He's mad about almost anything, so make sure to lower your volume when he speaks.
Put that freaking clown meme back up that I made. Jesus Christ.
Andrew has sources, watches tapes, and knows football. He rarely shows up on time and wants to commit crimes to help the Saints win.
Sean Payton would have done illegal things. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because you know it's true.
Oh, and there's also Kevin, who is great at doing mock drafts, but struggles to actually watch Saints games or have a functioning relationship.
Butterich wants to know how the doctor's doing.
That ended.
Anyway, grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy the insanity.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. We are live on Twitch. If you aren't, follow us on Twitch, and remember to subscribe to Saints Happy Hour wherever you get your podcast. Smash that like button on YouTube. Also, become an annual patron at patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour and get 2 months for free. We just shipped, Andrew, 10 t-shirts internationally. Norway, Switzerland, somewhere in France that I couldn't pronounce, the UK, Scotland, everywhere. You become a patron. We do our damnedest to get you your swag. Annual patrons get a special gift of our Saints Season Survival mug. Get one before we run out. We promise we'll ship it to you worldwide. We'll do our best to try to get it to you. And by the way, thanks to Jason Champagne. Thanks to Jerry hanging out with us in the mentions tonight in the chat. Nola Fredo is here. Thanks, Nola Fredo, for dropping in. Our off-season MVP contest is underway. You ever wanted to be on the main show and tell Kevin to shut up when he's here, of course? Or have you enjoyed Dave going to the bathroom? You can do it in person, or you can grill Andrew about his sauces. You can do it.
Rain.
The person who donates the most each week gets entered into our drawing to sit in with us on the main show. And if we reach $100 in donations tonight, the MVP will choose which minibar bottle from my gigantic minibar booze collection I'm going to poison myself with. Pick your poison. The catch, some of them are 20 years old. And hey, listeners or patrons, if you want to send me minibar bottles to drink, my Discord DMs are open.
Making it rain.
As are my Twitter ones. Butterich says he's going to send me some really disgusting, vile things to drink. So I'm excited about that.
I did give the Wicker Man your home address today. He's going to be sending you something.
I'm not going to lie, Dave. Tonight I'm scared because the two choices, Three Amigos tequila. It's not that I'm scared. I'm not scared of the tequila. Look at the size of the bottle. That's like gigantic. So I
think it's just shaped. I think it's just a weird shape.
And then peach Largo peach rum. My supply from my wife's international travels are they're dwindling.
I gotta say, I am impressed. We are on like 1 month of this.
Yeah.
And like the first night, I think you did like 4 of them. You've got that is quite a collection.
It's quite a collection.
And they're always different.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean it, so Thomas, do we have an MVP leader already?
We reached our goal last week. Hopefully we will reach the goal tonight too. Hatchet John won last week with almost 5k bits, so he filled it halfway point himself. And tonight, Romeo is the MVP leader with 500 bits, and also tied with him, Jason Champagne with 500 bits. So we are 10%
Let's go, boys.
filled up already.
Oh, plus I want to remind anyone who donates any amount gets into our drawing to win one of our Crew to Taysom cups before they disappear. We only have like 5 left because I had to ship a bunch of boxes to some new people. When the Crew to Taysom cups are gone, they might be gone forever. So get them while you can. Everyone, who are you drinking? I'm drinking a Blue Moon Mango tonight, along with hopefully a shot of tequila or peach rum. Dave, what are you drinking?
I am drinking. This has no alcohol in it. This is called.
Ooh, what is that?
This is called. Come on, there we go. This is called Louie Louie. It's a good time seltzer. It's got CBD and Delta 9 in there instead of alcohol.
Wow.
What's the difference between Delta 8 and Delta 9?
I have no idea. I don't know anything about any of this stuff.
It's a good question.
Well,
Andrew,
Delta 8 gets you like high. Does Delta 9?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think it's like that. I think it's more like just CBD.
Andrew, you look like you're doing the weather.
I know.
for
Where's your
Charlottesville.
new? You're not
like-
in. You were not in your usual location. Blink twice if you're okay.
I flipped because I'm watching LSU and the TV.
Proof of life?
LSU
You hold up the
baseball's
paper
on.
and give us a proof of life.
LSU baseball's on, so I had to flip sides so that I could watch the game while talking to you idiots.
Yeah, he looks like a hostage.
Spoiler alert! It's not going so well.
What do you mean they're winning?
Oh, I thought they were losing.
No, they're
Go
winning.
Tigers.
That's a shame.
So it's June 20th.
Oh,
We
hold
are-
on. So I'm not drinking tonight, but I just wanted
Yeah,
to tell
why
you
not?
real quick.
Why aren't you drinking?
I don't know. I'm just not. But
Okay.
maybe I'll go get a beer halfway through the show. But
There we go. There.
But my wife for Father's
Yeah.
Day got me like this exciting, interesting cocktail. Like they mail you have to buy the booze obviously, but they send you like this mixology stuff and you make the drink. So you get a different one every month, and I'm excited to try this. But the first drink is being Pisco. Have you ever heard of
No.
Pisco?
Pisco sour.
Yeah. So
Yes.
it's not a sour, but it's like a drink with Pisco. So I've got to go find that liqueur, which is weird.
My wife, she moved into the
Peruvian, I
lead
think.
for. She moved into the.
Definitely
Move-
South American.
My wife moved into the lead for best wife on earth. My Father's Day gift: Dave Chappelle tickets.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Really?
He's coming to Houston, so that's strong.
I would say strong to very strong.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I was going to ask how everybody's Father's Day. So Ralph had a good Father's Day. That's good. Andrew had a good one. I played golf,
Yep.
watched golf, had a good time.
I played tennis twice
Wow.
in one day.
Wow.
I got drunk on my couch by myself.
Same.
Wow. Alone time. It's the best when you're a father.
Yeah.
That's what you want on Father's Day. You want
That's
to
the
be left
gift
alone.
I got. That's right. It's
That's
exactly
why I want
right.
to be left alone.
That was the gift I received.
So
I have a buddy who always jokes that we should do mimosas the next morning on nights that we get really drunk together. So when we go out drinking, he'll be like, which is usually at each other's house, but he's like, we should do mimosas tomorrow morning. It's been like the running joke, and we never do it, obviously. But on Father's Day, we actually had mimosas for the first time.
Yeah, brunch.
We actually did it.
Yeah, you had a
adorable.
dad's brunch.
Yeah.
This is adorable.
Yeah. With the wives.
Okay.
Oh, what lame.
Yeah.
So speaking of adorable, it's June 20th, and we are deep in the Saints offseason. And Andrew, as you know, the only new Saints news in the offseason is usually bad news. It's like hurricane season. So no news is good news. It wrapped up mandatory minicamp. No more wide receiver injuries, thank God. And Dave, besides the Saints needing to sign Isaiah Foskey, all their offseason business is done. But here's the one Saints question I want to have before we get into the ridiculousness of our Saints bracket, which is Thomas went above and beyond. It's amazing this year. But this is our one Saints topic for the show before we get to the bracket. Is there a move you wish they had made this offseason but didn't because now they're going to scatter to the wind for vacation? Hopefully nobody gets arrested or injured before they start camp. But is there a move, Dave, that you wanted them to do that they didn't this offseason?
Interesting. I didn't know we were going to be asked this question.
Should have sent me a rundown. I apologize.
Was there a rundown? I don't think there was.
Not really. It's just this question in the bracket. That's it.
Yeah, you could have just sent the text that said, "Hey, we're going to do the bracket, and I'm going to ask you this question."
But I didn't because I'm lazy.
I don't know. I guess I would something along the defensive line, the defensive front. I know they signed they lost defensive tackles. They immediately replaced them, but Cam Jordan is aging, and I don't know. It would be, the real piece.
You would have wanted
de
like one more
resistance.
veteran defensive,
No,
like Frank
well,
Clark, or like one more
if I'm being greedy, I mean, I would have loved just to like go crazy in free agency and sign like a young, a young defensive end stud.
I mean, there's still. Andrew? Is there anyone out there to still get like?
No.
Blackwell?
No, I mean,
I'm talking like first day, second day move. I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about like, but again, like for the most part, though, I mean, I think they addressed through the entire offseason, free agency, draft, all that kind of stuff. They have addressed
everything,
all of their. Yeah, I mean, maybe not all equally. I'm not saying that that they addressed wide receiver as much as they addressed safety or whatever, but like I mean, I think at least they made some effort in every department.
Andrew, was there one move you wish they would have did that they didn't?
No, not really. I'm really satisfied with kind of everything they did this offseason, and they're really high on Derek Carr right now. I mean, the reports coming back from Saints camp is just that he's been everything they hoped he would be and more. I really think all their moves are pretty smart, including, I know we weren't crazy about the Gruden thing, but like to bring him in as a consultant to help get Carr acclimated to the playbook and how he's going to be successful in this offense. Like, I really felt like everything they did was pretty measured and smart and really addressed a lot of the moves. So I would say maybe hanging on to Andrews Pete is maybe the one thing where I'm like,
just get him off my TV. I just want him gone.
Yeah.
Just swallow that medicine right now.
Once again, we're counting on him to be healthy and play. So that doesn't make me feel great. But otherwise, like at least going into the season, I see a path to winning the division, and I see this team being successful with what they have. So, and by the way, I just want to say very quickly, Fredo nailed it in the chat by saying the biggest piece of Saints news that we've gotten all week is Moriah Mills being suspended from Twitter.
That's right.
That's big time.
Yeah,
so.
I just want to say,
can we talk about that?
Adam Silver, he went to his David Stern prayer room and he asked David Stern for guidance, and the spirit of David Stern told him what to do, and Adam Silver called up Twitter and got that shit shut down.
Hey, Kevin's here.
Oh my God! Wow. It's the game.
On?
Got out of work earlier.
Breaking news.
Wow. We were just talking about Moriah Mills.
We were just.
You got here right on time.
Kevin's intro song.
It's it's just great. Like she just. I mean, my God, just again, I've said it last week. In the span of like 6 hours, she will talk about how much she hates Zion, and then say, talk about how she still wants to get with him or whatever. But I mean, yeah, today was it today or later yesterday when she started talking about how and tagging the NBA and the Pelicans, saying how she's going to release the sex tapes, and everybody kind of thinks that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Somebody at the NBA made the call to Twitter.
It's impressive that Zion's reach is that far, that he can get accounts on Twitter shut down. It's impressive.
Maybe. You think it was Zion, or you think it was Adam Silver?
I don't know if it was Zion. I would say it was either the ownership, the Saints,
Yes!
It's like Greg Bensel.
Gail made the call.
Yeah, I don't know.
From the rotary phone.
Big out by LSU right there. Big out. So are we going to talk about Junior Galette and his opinions on Moriah Mills?
We are.
Okay.
I assume the entire Pelicans and Saints staff are attempting to keep this news away from Gail and are doing everything they can to not let Gail know that this is even happening. That's my assumption.
Do you think?
I mean, I've always gotten like a little bit of mafioso vibes from Loomis, and hanging out with what's a dude that Sean Payton was friends with that's always hanging around. I'm blanking on his name.
Mike
Joe
Cerullo. Not
Cerullo. The guy who went to jail.
Not Joe Vitt. Yeah, the guy that went
for
to jail.
selling illegal jerseys. And he's still.
Come on, somebody in the chat help us out.
Still at the facility.
Yeah, he's always hanging out. I saw him most recently at a Saints game.
Kevin James.
No, no.
Not Kevin James.
But I don't. But like, let's say she released a sex tape. Like, is that even a big? Is that big of a deal? I don't know. Is that
not in 2023?
Zion hasn't done anything wrong. It's
the only thing
she's just mad he broke up with her.
Ornstein. Thank you, Jason Champagne. Mike Ornstein.
Yeah, I knew it was.
Well, I was just thinking Ornstein could put out like a "Don't let her into the city" kind of thing.
Here's my question, and then we'll get to the bracket. Kevin, was there no one on the Pelican like a crafty NBA vet? Because we all know how the NBA operates. You got your road chick, you got your road beef, you got all your women in different cities or whatever. They didn't have somebody to pull them aside and say, "Hey, kid, you got to handle your business better, and this is how you do it." Like, take him under their wing, like while they're working out or while they're having lunch, and like school him on the ways to be a professional.
Yeah, but usually the working girls are the ones you trust, Ralph. Those are the ones where when you're paying for it, you feel like you're in better shape, that they won't blow the whistle on you.
Right, but it's
spoken like a man with a lot of experience.
No, but it sounds like this was not a paying. The sun never sets on the Jewish Empire. This sounds like it was not a paying situation.
No, it
sounds like
we'll get to it in a minute, Kevin.
It definitely was.
He definitely, according to Junior Galette, it definitely was.
Oh, well, I mean, if we can't trust Junior Galette, then I don't know who we can trust.
No, she was sharing, Moriah Mills was sharing some texts with Zion where he'd be like, "I can't wait till we're in a thing where this isn't just a professional relationship thing and we can actually be for real." Like, there's texts like that that imply that he's been paying for it, but he wants it to be something more serious.
But that's the thing, man.
Okay.
You got to do those texts. You got to do those texts with her through a third person or like have somebody as a cover and be like, "That wasn't me."
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, because then you're involving a third person. You want to keep this stuff one-to-one. And it's like, look, if the person does blow it up, then, I mean, that's the risk. But you want to keep it to a one-on-one situation.
Maybe. I'm just saying. You
do it on Snapchat. If they take any screenshots, then you're going to know. And as soon as they take a screenshot, then you know you can be done with it.
I think the fact that Zion might be Eskimo brothers, the fact that Zion might be Eskimo brothers with Junior Galette is just
people want to know.
Really disturbing.
Dave, Jason Champagne wants to know: is the shelf gone, or is there a new angle of the camera?
No, I just have it angled differently. Now wait a minute. Now I saw the Junior Galette stuff. I thought Junior Galette was talking about the baby mama.
Junior.
Yeah, I think that's correct, Dave. That is a great segue into our brackets, the 2023 Saints Happy Hour bracket, a tradition like no other. The dumbest Saint, Thomas, put up the bracket, and we'll discuss who didn't make it before we get to the matchups. I mean, this bracket is all-time dumbest Saint, and it's tremendous.
I mean, the 80s Nintendo video game music.
And by the way, if you're a patron, or you can go to our Patreon page. I had it free for everyone that you can listen, but you can only listen on our Patreon page. Me and Dave did a preview of it, and Dave made a great point. I was listening back to it today. Are there other teams in the NFL that could have as deep and as strong of a bracket of dumbest Saint ever? Could another team have a bracket this strong, like the Giants? Can they get a bracket of 16 people this strong? And Andrew, these are the people that didn't make it. Olin Kreutz starting a brawl, almost punching Drew Brees, breaking his jaw. Joe Horn and Willie Roaf's wife, that whole situation didn't make it. Russell Erxleben, who kited checks, multiple pyramid schemes, went to jail, although he did it all after the Saints. He didn't make it. Kevin, this one I got from Budrich's dad. Running back Mike Strahan being the cocaine dealer for half the Saints team in 1980, including Don Reese, Chuck Muncie, George Rogers, Frank Warren, and Dave Waymer. And by the way, people in the chat and
Do you think it helped them perform better, or do you think
in 1980 it did not, because they went 1-15. And by the way,
I guess
people
that
in the-
answers that.
people in the chat and people on Twitter were saying Darren Sharper. I made a judgment. Darren Sharper is not eligible for this because what he did is not funny. Like drugging and raping women, it's not funny, and you can't make jokes about it. So he's not eligible. It's because it's not dumb. It's more like if we ever do like the evilest saint bracket, we'll just declare him the winner and move it along.
Way to ruin the fun for everyone, David.
So is there anybody, you look at this bracket, is there anybody that we should have put in that isn't here? And by the way, Thomas, one more, we have a video clip of YouTube, that another one that Butteridge Dad sent me. This is Bobby Douglas on field. This was pretty dumb. Thomas, play that YouTube clip. Wait for it. This is Bobby Douglas. Look at this, kids. If you're on the live stream, look at him. He's just like dancing
Dancing with
and
the
then
ref.
just and then
Where does he think he is?
He's
10
fighting.
yards. Yeah, he ran 5 yards out of bounds, out of the end zone.
It's
I mean, he just literally waved the white flag there.
yeah, and he wasn't even like sad about it. He's just like, got to take the safety. When you
Well,
gotta-
no, he's like, no.
He's got
now he's out of
42
bounds.
right there.
He's
got
still trying to
42.
make a move, evade.
He's trying to make a play.
Just throw it at 42's feet.
He's like,
he's got a blocking running back right there.
The video ends too soon. Like you don't see. Like he just keeps running into the locker room.
So
and that's
for
it. He
those of you that
retired
can't
after that
see,
play.
for those of you that can't see, Bobby Douglas takes a snap at the 1 yard line and he rolls back to pass, and he's got a running back blocking for him. So he could just
blocking
chuck,
in quotation marks.
yeah, right. So he could just chuck it at the back's feet, but instead he just decides to give up and run out of the back of the end zone so he doesn't take a hit, and he just gives up a safety for free.
Well, I wouldn't say he backs like he's doesn't
aggressively
immediately
running.
tail and run away. He's trying to back up to find space and just has no spatial awareness. That
I gotta say, this video clip right here is grounds for making the tournament. You're having recency bias here, Ralph, because I think there's things that happened in the 60s and 70s that are
Ralph
way
got
worse
paid,
than probably
man.
some of the
Ralph
stuff
got
we're going to
paid.
talk about.
I mean, if Aaron Brooks did that,
Under the
we would
table.
have never heard the end of it.
Well, I mean, look at Aaron Brooks is in the bracket. So.
Well, I know, but
You better have video for that.
Yeah. So, Kevin, is there anybody that Dumb is saying? Is there anybody that should have made this that didn't? Or is something popping in your head?
well, I was going to say Brandon Browner, but that falls in the same line as Darren Sharper, I guess, huh?
Yeah. I mean, he's in prison, and are they eligible when they do things after they're a saint, right?
Well, Brandon Browner, you could talk about the Lions yelling thing where he almost punched a reporter in the face.
That's true.
Oh, that's true. Man, that's strong. The hardest admission for me,
Kyle Turley.
he was a hard one, but the helmet toss. I don't know that Saints fans view that dumb. I think a lot of Saints fans view that as awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
The hardest omission for me in the bracket was Kevin Hauser and the film credit scheme.
Oh,
Is that really dumb though? I would say if anything, it was kind of smart. Like he got a bunch of everyone that gave him money was dumb. You know, but Hauser was free. I mean, it was evil. It was like illegal, but I don't know that it was dumb.
So yeah, it's like Russell Erskine, and he ran two different pyramid schemes. He wasn't dumb. The people that gave him money were dumb.
Right.
That Butteridge is
like it worked until it didn't. He had like hundreds. He had like millions of dollars. You know?
Famous last words. It worked until it didn't.
Yeah.
So let's get to the bracket. Thomas, let's start out with matchup number 1.
Let's see who's bigger dummy. Junior Galette first. Adrian McPherson.
It's upsetting that Max can pronounce the names better than me. I'm not gonna lie.
One take, Max.
Those were easier ones. I want to hear what he says when he gets to the guy, the P and Harahan guys.
Oh man, don't spoil it, man. Oh man.
Yeah.
So I mean, with
He's
Junior
Russell,
Galette,
okay.
there's so many things to pick from. Like, what do we even go with as the the top of the mountain here?
Well,
For Junior Galette.
For Junior,
well, wait a minute. Let's back.
I mean, there's
what's the deal
belt,
with Adrian?
There's cut the check Mickey. There's,
I know.
mean,
Why is Adrian McPherson on here? Because he got run over by
because he
golf
lined up under left guard to take a snap,
and he got run over by a golf cart.
and he got run off. Yeah, that was being driven by a mascot, right?
That's right. He nearly got murdered by the Tennessee Titan.
Well,
mascot.
was that his fault, or was that the drunk Tennessee Titans mascot's fault?
You gotta have your head on a swivel, Dave, when you're on the field. I mean, I blame him.
So that's why I don't know. That's why I don't know if that one's on him. Junior Galette, but yes, Junior Galette's got quite. Keep going, Andrew. I'm sorry to interrupt. What else has Junior Galette done?
Okay. So there
What
was
else is on his
there was
resume,
the
if you
girl
will?
that he threw on the bed when he had like 7 AK-47s.
No, that
On
was
the
Greg
bed.
Hardy.
No,
That-
Galette had a thing like that too.
Oh,
like
wow, I
multiple
forgot.
weapons. Let's see. Galette.
beach collage that you're famous for, Dave.
Yeah, the belts.
Yeah,
belts.
that's
The
the
belt
belt.
master.
Well, wasn't there some locker room thing where he almost got into fisticuffs with? Forget who it was.
Oh yeah, that's the famous Cat Terrell saving it for a rainy day.
Yep.
Where he-
Of course, there was the burner Twitter accounts airing all of Zach Streif's dirty laundry.
oh yeah,
I mean, there was just multiple.
and then then this week giving Zion, Lady of the Night advice. So Kevin, this one,
When Junior Galette says you're such
Kevin
an
is
idiot.
not impressed, man.
when Junior Galette says you're such an idiot, I'm talking about Moriah Mills here. When he says Zion, you're such an idiot. Don't do that. I already did that, and it was a terrible idea. When Junior Galette tells you that, you're really
bad.
making a big.
It's bad.
Bad.
it's bad.
Making mistakes.
It's like me telling you mispronounced the name. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah,
So Kevin, which I mean,
it's like me saying stop being so bougie.
Andrew doesn't know football.
Kevin, this is strong. Galette's a strong number 1 seed. He's strong.
This isn't a contest. One
Yeah,
guy,
no, this
come
is
on,
not
look.
a contest.
Look, he made one play where he did something where he lined up stupid and he got hit by a golf cart driven by a mascot. I'm trying to figure out if he actually won the lawsuit or got any sort of settlement money from the Titans because of it, and I can't find out.
I think he
But
did get a
winner-
settlement.
The winner here is Junior Galette.
I do want to see if Thomas can find. There's a picture out there of Adrian McPherson lined up under left guard,
Yeah.
and the running back behind him is pointing at the center, and it's an amazing Saints picture. I mean, of all the Saints pictures of all time, like you want to talk about a stupid moment in Saints history, it's incredible. So if you can find that picture of McPherson, Thomas, post
I
it.
think I
for-
have it. It's
for-
super low quality, but let me.
Well, you know what? Also, and it's fine that we don't have it this week because we'll be talking about Junior Galette again. We should get the picture that I put together from Canal Street Chronicle.
collage.
Yeah, we gotta get that.
Gotta
for
get
the
the
later
collage.
rounds.
Yeah.
Is that the one, Andrew?
That's the one.
That's the one.
That's it.
that's-
So it's right guard. I'm sorry, it's right guard.
That's the Kevin. That's the Saintsiest image that ever Saintsed.
He's almost behind right tackle.
Yes. I mean,
I love who is that? Who's the running back there, the fullback? That's like, no, you need to be over here.
I think it was in the preseason, so I don't think it's a guy that made the team.
yeah.
But it's hilarious because it almost looks like a trick play. It almost looks like
Yes,
he's lying behind the wrong guy, and they're going to direct snap it to the running back. But no,
Or it
it's
looks like Notre Dame from 1937. They're running the wing T or whatever.
yeah.
So, Kevin, before you vote,
I already voted.
oh, you already voted. You
I
said no contest.
picked Galette.
I mean, nobody's
This
picking
is- this
Adrian
is not up for
McPherson,
debate.
right?
I mean,
Junior.
Is
Junior
it-
Galette voting done.
Is he Is he worthy of the number 1 seed? Is all I'm asking. Since I guess it's going to be.
I had no involvement in picking the people. Yeah. I had no involvement. Normally, I'm the one that does it all.
The work,
myself. So
the Juge committee usually does.
I haven't looked at this bracket at all. Ralph hasn't told me anything, so I guess we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, Galette, I feel like for dumb as Saint, he is a strong number 1 seed. But as this bracket goes along, we have some incredibly strong ones, and I feel like maybe I should have extended the committee because Butterich's dad, Alan, helped me so much. I think he should have been like co-chairman with me because he knows the 60s, 70s, and early 80s Saints. They were overflowing with the dumb. And by the way, Jason,
I think what might have been more unique about the 60s and 70s would be to pick smart Saints.
Smart Saints.
Because then you'd have a smaller bracket.
Dumb Saints decisions in the 70s, whenever the Baltimore Colts called, picking up the phone. Like, they just got screwed over time and time again. Jason Champagne says Randy Mueller getting fired. That was maybe we could have had a non-living person. We could have had Tom Benson in the bracket. But since it's a 4-0 sweep, Thomas, let's make it official. Junior Galette's the winner.
And the winner is Junior Galette.
All right, so Junior goes through. Thomas, what's our next matchup?
Oh, damn. Next matchup already. Okay.
Next matchup already.
This is the 8-9 seed.
Next matchup.
Yeah.
Pay close attention to this one. Keith Poole first. Lorenzo Neal.
Lorenzo Neal?
Lorenzo Neal.
That could have just
that
been
one's
poor.
so rough. That one so rough, guys. I won't get into details. He messed up the recording, man.
I got to be honest. I don't really remember what Keith Poole did that was so dumb, other than his touchdown celebration where they did like the sheep hop.
When they went to training camp on lacrosse, Andrew, he got drunk and tried to run away from the lacrosse police and got caught on foot by the lacrosse police. An NFL wide receiver.
That's a bad look. Yeah,
that's a bad look. So that's
getting arrested wasn't the bad part. It was being out of shape and getting caught by
the he was insane. He was insanely fast too.
Apparently not. Apparently not.
I remember in his he for a while there he had like longest average per catch in Saints history.
You should be dusting police officers, in particular
Wisconsin police.
Cheese curd, beer drinking Wisconsin police officers.
Why is Lorenzo Neal on here?
Because he punched Mario Bates and broke the Saints starting running back's jaw.
That's right.
And put him out for like 8 weeks and basically ruined his career.
That's right.
I mean, that's pretty dumb.
So
although
Keith Poole also, this might have been the same night, allegedly attacked a man with a golf club.
That's right. He attacked the man with the golf club, tried to flee, and got caught.
The old Elin Nordgren.
I thought it was.
I personally feel like I need to go with Keith Poole here.
Really?
I think if he had escaped the cops and evaded them, then I think
it's a badass story.
He goes to hero status. He has no place in this bracket.
He's in the coolest Saint ever bracket.
That's right. But the fact that he was caught on foot by fat, cheese-eating.
By the way, I just made
Wisconsin
up that thing. I don't know what the cops look like.
The fact that he got caught on foot is a bad look, and I think that is very embarrassing. So, look, Mario Bates was terrible with the Saints, and I don't know. Lorenzo Neal might have done the Saints a favor by breaking his jaw.
That's right.
So I'm sure he deserved it because Lorenzo Neal was kind of a stud. So I'll go with Keith Poole here.
Isn't that the case?
Was like
Kevin?
J.J. Watt's dad or something.
If Mario Bates was like 1,000-yard rusher multiple times with the Saints before Lorenzo Neal broke his jaw, Lorenzo Neal would be a higher seed, but Andrew just made the case that he shouldn't even be in the bracket because Mario Bates wasn't any good.
That's a decent point. I would maybe have put him as a much lower seed than 9, probably because of that. But I don't know if you can take him completely out of the tournament.
Wait, but I thought you said he injured our starting who?
Running back. Mario Bates.
Yeah.
Who was
He's our starting. Okay, but he was our starting running back.
Yes.
And so that means as terrible as Mario Bates was, whoever was behind Mario Bates is more terrible.
Yeah, who started, Ralph? Do you know who started in Mario Bates' place?
I don't know.
It wasn't Derek Brown, was it?
Was it Zellers? Was it Ray Zellers?
Oh, man. Ray Zellers is horrible.
Well, but my point is I'm voting for Lorenzo Neal. Like, it doesn't matter how shitty.
Oh, it was Derek Brown.
Derek Brown.
It doesn't matter how shitty Lorenzo Neal is. I mean, it doesn't matter how shitty Mario Bates is. Like, you're still putting your team in a worse position because of your actions, and I think because it affects other people, and it affected multiple people because it affects Lorenzo Neal, it affects whoever he's hitting. I'm gonna go with that.
They were arguing over playing time and ability, and Jim Mora took no disciplinary action against anyone. So,
well, all I have to say is, where was Lorenzo Neal last season? You know, we could have used a couple players getting their faces punched. Just saying.
Chat is pretty split, guys.
This is hard. I gotta go Keith Poole because just the visual in my head of him getting caught by 2 300-pound Wisconsin police officers will never not be hilarious and dumb. So I vote Keith Poole. Who hasn't? Why
like Keith Poole? He's not like a first round pick. He's not like a guy where you look in like, oh yeah, Keith Poole is like locked to make the roster. I mean, he was like the number 3 receiver on the team. Like, he was probably making it, but I don't know. Like, you shouldn't be getting blasted and arrested at training camp if you're Keith Poole. You know, that's a move. That's a move reserved for maybe like DeMario Davis or something. You know.
All right.
So I'm looking up the 1994 numbers. The fullback behind Lorenzo Neal, Derek Ned of Grambling State.
Wow. And he was terrible.
I will vote for Keith Poole as well. Getting caught by police, bad, very bad.
All right. So
no, it's like so Poole's the winner, 3-1.
All right, Thomas, make it official.
And the winner is Keith Poole.
There we go. So it's so far both rounds chalk. No trouble. Jason Champagne says Derek Brown started in Mario Bates' place and averaged 3.3 yards per carry in 1994. Mario Bates started 7 games and averaged 3.8. Both were El Succo. Thanks, Jason Champagne. I love that.
3.8's not that bad.
I mean, nah. I'd take it. I mean, Benjamin would take 3.8, I'm sure. I love the fact that people in the chat just pull up the stats. No trouble at all. The internet is amazing.
You mean the chat is amazing?
The chat is amazing. By the way, Thomas, where are we on the drinking? Am I gonna be having a drink this like 3 shots?
I'm going to get a drink myself right now.
What is
I think you're gonna get lucky, Ralph. Like no new donations since last update. We are at 1K bits only.
That's disappointing.
No one wants you to drink that fatty tequila.
The fatty. I mean, this is not like a little. This is a big boy shot. This is like probably at least 2 or 3 shots of tequila, and I don't even have any salt.
They took mercy on you.
I know.
Tonight.
So Thomas, what's our next matchup?
Let's meet our contestants. Aaron Brooks against Ryan Early and Coloma Compute.
Dave left at the worst possible time.
This is a brutal matchup. I can't believe, what is this, 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5? What is this?
4 versus 13.
Oh, 13 is way too low for these 2 idiots. So look, first of all, when you're at the bottom of the depth chart, when you're like number 87 and number 84 on a 90-man roster, like you got to be a model citizen. You really can't be anything other than saintly, literally, in your behavior. And so I don't know. Is there an article? Can we read what these guys actually
Kevin,
did?
can you pull that up? Pull that up. Ealy and Kapanui peeing in.
Yeah, I
think it was somewhere in Kenner.
I got it. No, it wasn't Kenner.
Where was it?
It was Elmwood. It was in Elmwood.
It was Elmwood.
River Ridge.
Okay.
And
wait, I forgot how.
Thomas, do you have video of the backwards pass for Aaron Brooks? Queued up?
Nope.
Oh, come on, Thomas.
So, do you want me to read the story or no?
Find it.
Yeah, read it.
Wait, I wasn't here.
Right.
I didn't get to hear how Ralph's son says the name.
Well, that's your fault for walking away there, Dave.
Maybe stop taking bathroom breaks.
I had to get a beer.
I will take a message on you.
Let's meet our contestants. Aaron Brooks against Ryan Early and Coloma Compute.
Better than Ralph. Okay, got it.
I hate all of you.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, so read the story.
All right.
Your son owned you, Ralph.
Headline from the Associated Press. Saints receiver Ealy, tight end Cap. Yeah, well.
Yeah.
You know who it is.
Yeah.
Brother, I don't even
job,
remember
Max.
these guys.
Max
Arrested.
1, Kevin 0.
Kapanui, this is
River
an easy
Ridge.
name. Come on, guys.
New Orleans Saints wide receiver Baron Early and tight end Colomono
Byron Ealy
Kapanui were charged Sunday with obscenity, disturbing the peace, and lewd conduct for allegedly being drunk, urinating in public, and exposing themselves. The Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office announced the arrests in a news release. Two women who weren't identified were riding in a vehicle when they reportedly saw Ealy and Kapanui urinating in the parking lot of an apartment complex around 12:42 a.m. Sunday, authorities said. One of the women told Ealy to stop. Authorities said Ealy turned around while exposing himself and began making lewd comments. Moments later, Kapanui allegedly exposed himself to the driver of the vehicle and also made lewd comments, the sheriff's office said. Both players were jailed on $4,250 bonds. Ealy, 6'3", 207-pound receiver, and Kapanui, 6'3", 270-pound tight end, were acquired this year as free agents. Kapanui is in his first season with the Saints after playing at West Texas A&M. Ealy is a 2-year pro who played at Houston and for the Tennessee Titans in 2007. Authorities would not say whether Ealy and Kapanui have hired attorneys, and the Saints could not immediately be reached for comment Sunday afternoon.
They were cut the next day. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Both.
So that is on the dumb scale pretty strong. Brooks' backwards pass is also, it's iconic because you can be like only other quarterback to ever win a playoff game, second best quarterback in Saints history. You can argue it up and down with stats, and people on Twitter will just tweet the backwards pass at you. Like it's basically, it almost defines his entire career, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say that in a sense, but I mean, I think most level-headed Saints fans know that, that
Saints fans, where are they?
that statistically, in Saints history, Aaron Brooks is up there. He's one of the best ones the Saints have ever had. He brought them their first playoff victory. And I mean, yeah, like he made one dumb play, and it's. I mean, you're right.
Iconic, though. It's iconic.
And I think that's the thing. I think that's why he's on this list, and I guess that's why he's.
I think Aaron Brooks was a dumb player, though. He was a low IQ player, and like that play was emblematic of a career of just being extremely talented, like arguably more talented in terms of physical skills than Drew Brees. Like maybe the most talented QB in terms of just raw capabilities we've ever seen in a Saints uniform at quarterback. But the lack of intelligence And that was just the prime example of it. But
know.
like that
But
got
was
me
it? But so I guess my question is you think he was not an intelligent football player? Was that his own fault, or is that just the cards he was dealt with?
I don't know.
Dave,
It's
look at
it's
this.
head scratching
This
because
is
like the dude went to UVA. Like it's not like he went to some school you've never heard of, like UT San Antonio with Marcus
and I think he had like an anthropology degree. Like
like he went to UVA. Like it makes no sense that he went to.
Look at Hazlitt. Look at Hazlitt. Hazlitt is like, what is happening?
Didn't he try to throw the ball to Wayne Gandy?
Yeah.
I thought he was throwing it to the running back.
I don't know. I mean,
go back. Let's play it again. But my point is like he may not have.
About to get here. He is. He's about to get
hit, and
he just chucks it backwards. And Wayne Gandy's like, huh?
Oh yeah, you're right. Goddamn, it was Wayne Gandy.
Hey, Deuce McAllister saved that from being much worse than it could have been.
If that would have been picked up by a Charger and running for a touchdown, that you'd see that play more than the Minnesota Miracle.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
now, and it's funny that Deuce was in that backfield with him because speaking of IQ, like Deuce is probably one of the smartest running backs. Like you know that Deuce McAllister, like Aaron Brooks had to drive him absolutely bonkers. Because you talk about one of the highest IQ players the Saints have ever had sharing the backfield with Aaron Brooks. I mean, you know that Deuce McAllister must have absolutely hated playing with that dude.
I almost wish they were walking off the field on the camera side because I want to know if Aaron Brooks is grinning like an idiot as he's walking off the field. Because to me,
he's definitely smiling right now.
That was the legacy. That was the legacy.
The
Him
smiling
throwing a pick
and the backwards pass,
or doing something stupid. And then smiling as he's walking off the field like, man, I can't believe that didn't work. Yeah, us neither, Aaron.
I have to say this, Andrew. This is proof video changes everything. I was prepared to vote for Ealy and Kapanui as dumb for the peeing and the exposing themselves.
You just don't want to pronounce the names. Come on,
and cursing at the women. I can only imagine how delightful that was. I was prepared to vote for them, but then I saw the backwards pass. I saw the video of it. Thomas scrambled and got it because he's a true professional. And seeing the video, Dave, I got to vote Aaron Brooks. I'm sorry. I got to vote Aaron Brooks.
So I know I just crushed Aaron Brooks, but like I don't know, on one level, like what Ealy and Kapanui did, like that could have happened to any of us, right? Like peeing outside, getting crazy, and then somebody do that.
Not all of us were. What were you, a KA? Not all of us were KAs at at some school in the South.
I was a Pike.
Oh, Pike. Sorry.
I don't know. I feel like
shut up, Thomas. You don't know anything about the American fraternity system.
I don't know. I feel like there was a time once in my life, like maybe 7 hours ago, that I could have a good memory though. Like that. I feel like there was a time, sometime in my life, maybe like 7 hours ago, where you could have caught me doing something like that. But on the other hand, like I don't know. Also,
this is number one bullshit.
When's the last time like we played sports and we just did something unspeakably dumb too? Like, yeah. I feel like every amateur athlete has been there and has done something like Aaron Brooks did. So, but he's a professional athlete.
I'm not a big fish guy.
I don't know. Like, here's the thing. Brooks was an idiot, but like, I mean, he made a mistake in a game and it was quickly recovered by Deuce McAllister, thank God. And that could have been a touchdown going the other way. So it could have been much worse. Like, these guys nuke their careers. Like, you want to talk about dumb, like, it's just like getting arrested. I don't know. To me, that's way more stupid when you think about just terrible life choices.
Yeah. That's
so, why and the consequence was just so much worse. I mean, they literally got fired by the Saints and never played in the league again.
Yeah.
So Dave, I got to go with the Peers.
Yeah. Dave, who you got?
I'm going with them too.
Ron's shaking right now.
So Kevin, you can make it a tie, or you can swing it over to public urination for the victory.
In the chat, post your votes also. Tweet
That's
chat.
right.
I'm going with Aaron Brooks.
We got a tie. We got a tie.
We got a tie.
We give you 1 minute, guys, in the chat, and I will decide.
All right.
After
You
that.
guys, the listeners are gonna break this tie for
Break
us.
this
You
tie.
know,
We
you
can have
know
a-
what
we-
to do.
We could have a top.
Dylan Cruz with the 2-run homer, baby. LSU up 5-0.
let's
Top of the
coast.
9th. Let's go.
We got people in the chat. People in the chat seem to be thinking
I don't see
Aaron
it. Where's
Brooks.
the poll?
No poll, just post your votes in the chat.
I think October says Wang's
Yeah, I
out. So I don't know. It's pretty divided. We might have a top 4 seed go down.
No, you got to do a poll. Why aren't you doing a poll?
Yeah, I think.
4.
Ooh, it's getting close. What say you, Thomas?
Thomas, why are you not doing a poll?
It's gonna
This
take
takes-
too long, man.
Chicken Wangs. So what's the verdict, Thomas?
The verdict is let your son announce, man.
Oh, here we go.
The verdict.
And the winner is Brian Early and Coloma Compute.
Wow.
We got an upset.
We got an upset. Bracket is falling apart.
So much for chalk.
Okay.
I gotta say, like, I'm kind of glad Aaron Brooks didn't advance in this tournament. Like, I've always had a complicated feelings about him. I don't hate Aaron Brooks. Like, in a lot of ways, like, he got the Saints the first playoff victory
win.
in
I'm an
team
Aaron
history.
Brooks stan. I saw the video and I saw the video and I got emotional.
Like, to me, I know that we had to put up with a lot of baggage on the other side of that win, but like, I'll never forget that. I'll always be thankful to him for that moment.
Yeah.
What complicated feelings.
It's a
like Kevin and nurses.
Nola
Yes,
Fredo says it's a bracket
exactly.
buster. Kevin and nurses. That was uncalled for, Dave. We're trying to have a nice friendly Tuesday and you're just coming from the top rope.
It's complicated.
All right, Thomas,
Just wait till next week when Dave does a reenactment of the Ealy and Kapanui incident.
Are we gonna have an Andre Royal reenactment with the quarters?
Andrew and I are both missing next week, so.
Oh wow!
It's gonna be you and Kevin.
Me and Kevin doing.
I can. If we switch to Monday, I can do it. We should
Maybe
consider switching to Monday.
We can.
Same. I could do next month.
Okay, we might have to do a switcheroo. Thomas, last matchup for tonight.
Get ready for the next battle. Albert Connell versus Jim Finks.
Okay, so why does your son say verse and not verses?
I don't know because he's 7. And
That's what you told him to say. That's what you told.
Yeah, I guess that's
We
right.
have
I'm
this
a
on
bad-
tape,
Admit it,
guys.
Ralph. It's you. It's not him.
It's me. I'm a bad parent.
He
What do you want me to
repeated after you, Rolf.
What do you want me to say? I'm a bad parent. Take my Father of the Year trophy away.
Did you get one of those?
No.
Yeah, didn't think so.
It's up on the shelf with his
It's my
personalized
fat
plaque
head.
for podcast of the year.
My fat head right there. I got an Albert Connell fat head. It's instead of a football, he's got a pile of Deuce McAllister's money.
Are the rest of us ever going to get plaques, or is that never happening?
Yeah, plaques.
And then also, when's the next voting?
They should get there this week.
When?
Are you being serious?
Oh
no!
No.
Okay.
When I gotta know, are we gonna go back to
That was
back?
good.
I
You had
gotta
me.
talk to the guy who runs the Louisiana Sports Writers Award. I wonder, did they announce the awards yet? Are we gonna go back to back? I don't know.
Yeah, make sure you grease enough palms and kiss enough ass.
So
if it has to come out of Thomas's allotment, that's fine.
that's fine. So this one, Kevin, is hard. Albert Connell stole money out of Deuce McAllister's locker.
Yeah.
Saints had to cut him. He has one of the great touchdown catches in Saints history, though, against the Buffalo Bills. Go to YouTube, kids, and find it. It is amazing. Truly.
How much wasn't it? Like $20,000.
Yeah, it was like $20,000 cash.
You know, look,
which is almost so much. It's almost kind of like, why was there $20,000 cash?
Should Deuce McAllister?
Who's the idiot? Right, Deuce the idiot.
Deuce should be on this list.
Here I was like giving Deuce a bunch of credit for how smart he was. And he's just letting $20K in cash just lay there in his locker. Of course.
No. Hang on. Not $20K. I'm looking at the simplified view of this story. Hell. To hell with that. Okay. Actually, and Deuce even dropped the charges.
Wow.
Connell was alleged to have stolen over $4,300 from Deuce McAllister last season.
Still,
now, granted, that's not 20.
No.
But who's traveling around with $4,300?
Well, no, it says
and leaving it in their locker.
No, it says over the course of the season. This could have been multiple hits.
No. Hang on. Was arrested in December after allegations that he had stolen $863 from McAllister's pants as they hung in his locker and $3,500 from his car in the parking lot at the team complex.
Oh, I thought it was way more than that. Dang, that is like. And Albert Connell, the Saints paid him like 4 years, $11 million. Like he was their big free agent signing.
5 years, $14 million.
5 years,
What is Deuce doing with that much cash?
I mean,
and how did Connell know to go to his car and get $3,500?
Yeah,
probably got a ride at some point, or maybe had just seen it.
Well, maybe he figured if he had 900 in the pants, he'd have more in the car.
Yeah, I mean that story really is just unbelievable.
I feel like it should almost be the two of them together.
like they're a comedy team.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if Kapanui and the other guy are going to be a team on this.
Yeah, but see, like if Kapanui and Ealy, like some nobody at the bottom of the roster that's scraping to get by, and they're like, oh yeah, I can pinch like four or $5,000, like that's more believable. But for, like you said, like a guy like Connell who had millions of dollars to feel like he needs to fleece $300 from his pants, or $800 from his pants, like it's just that's truly one of the most.
Maybe he's a kleptomaniac.
Yeah. So he's going against Jim Finks, who, he helped build the Saints. He hired Jim Moriah, had the great '86 draft, helped the Saints get to the playoffs 4 times, have their first winning season, division title. But he also was so stubborn, he let Bobby Hebert sit out a year, and instead of just admitting that, when the Saints started 0-2, I'll just sign Bobby Hebert. We don't have a quarterback. I'll give in to him. No, he trades with the Cowboys for Steve Walsh, who, if you read the book, Boys Will Be Boys, after Jimmy Johnson drafted Steve Walsh, saw one practice with Steve Walsh and said, oh my God, I've made a terrible mistake. He's terrible and doesn't have an NFL arm. Nobody badmouth him and say a word of how bad his practices are. I got to find a team to fleece and get this first round pick that I just spent on him. I got to get it back. Everybody say he's better than Troy Aikman. We have a quarterback competition. I need to find a sucker team. And that sucker team was the Saints. Jim Finks gave up a 1, a 2, and a 3 for Steve Walsh instead of just signing Bobby Hebert. Not to mention, Andrew, you could probably vouch for this. Our entire childhood was just Saints players holding out in the summer over like $100,000, $200,000. Ricky Jackson, Pat Swilling, all of them. Jim Finks never wanted to pay anyone.
Yeah, was that him or Benson though?
It was probably. I mean, Jim Finks owned at that time. Jim Finks owned 5% of the team, so it was a little bit of both, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, look, Finks had some beautiful, great moments. I mean, we can bang on him for that, sure, and deservingly so. But I feel like there's a lot of celebrated guys in Saints history, including Sean Payton and Jim Mora. And I mean, there's a lot of guys you can bang on for mistakes that they made over the course of their career. So, even the good ones make mistakes. there's nothing redeeming about Albert Connell. Absolutely nothing. And he's one of the bigger busts in Saints history. And on top of being a bust, he steals money from Deuce, who's probably
a beloved.
top 5 most beloved Saints players of all time.
I got it.
So I gotta go Albert Connell.
I gotta go Albert Connell too. The Jim Finks inclusion in the bracket, now that I think about it, it was a little shaky. We should have had more criminal. We should have had this bracket didn't have enough criminal.
Tigers win, baby.
Petty. We did this bracket didn't have enough criminal petty activity going on.
Well, now, first of all, Andrew, now that the LSU won, you can turn down the volume on your TV.
Wait, could you hear it?
Yes.
You guys told me you couldn't hear it.
I could hear it.
Jesus, if Dave can hear it, Dave's deaf.
That's true. I am. I've got tinnitus, and I am clinically have significant hearing loss.
Is that why you're so loud?
Yes. You're just welcome to the party, pal. I think I would go with Jim Finks. First of all, as we're going through this, well, now I have a couple of things. First of all, as we're going through this, I'm realizing I'm coming to some conclusions. One major conclusion that I'm coming to now that I think will affect the way I vote moving forward. But I think the name of the bracket is Dumbest Saints or whatever. But I think really, I think this is more about dumb actions or things because Jim Finks is on here because he did one stupid thing, not necessarily his entire career of stupid things. Albert Connell, he did one particularly stupid thing, and so if Jim Finks is on here because his one stupid thing was the draft thing,
and he drafted Sean Knight.
Okay, well,
and Von Dunbar.
You can add on whatever dumb things you want, but just that one thing to me alone, just because it has an effect on the team and the future of the team and how good the team can be or could be. I think it's worse. The ripple effect.
He also had a ripple effect of a lot of good decisions that led to a lot of wins.
I understand that, but this is for dumb, and that's why I prefaced everything I said with
Brad Muster.
I think moving forward, I'm gonna take this as a dumb decisions or a dumb action thing, not necessarily a dumb.
Yeah, you can definitely say that his dumb mistake cost the Saints way more games than Albert Connell's dumb.
Yeah, I'm going with Jim Finks.
But that's true of any GM, I guess.
All right, so Kevin, who do you have?
Look, I know he claimed it was a prank, but I got to vote Connell on this one.
It was a prank?
He claimed it was a prank.
That's a hell of a prank.
That's a lousy excuse, man.
I've made a living out of pranking people. I've never gotten arrested for it.
Oh, man. Jason Champagne let me read this off. Sean Knight, Lorenzo Hill, Michael Adams, Wesley Carroll, Vaughn Dunbar, pretty much the most offensive layer drafted by us. Brett Perryman, Plan B star in Detroit. Jim Finks left us bereft of talent. But Arkmidge says Albert Connell. So what do you say, Kevin?
I said Albert Connell.
Okay. Thomas, who won?
And the winner is Albert Connell.
All right, so that's the first half of the bracket. We'll do 4 more next week. Thomas, before we get to take it to the top and mailbag questions, where are we on the donations? Am I going to have to drink the 3 Amigos? Or is we're going to do this next week?
We are in the same place as we were and at the start of the show, man. I don't know what's happening, guys.
It's the summer. It's the off season.
Summer. It's the 1,000.
I showed up.
Yeah, that's true. That also hurts.
Kevin showed up.
All right, Thomas, play Take It to the Top.
You don't wanna do a quick recap of the bracket, Rolf?
Oh yeah, put it up there. So Junior Galette coasted, Keith Poole coasted, but then we had the upset. Ealy and Kapanui upset Aaron Brooks.
Better.
And Albert Connell. So we had 3 favorites and 1 underdog win.
Making it rain.
So there we go.
That's Andrew.
Thanks to
Andrew.
Andrew.
You're welcome.
Andrew.
In moonlight.
I feel like I need to move this along and at least give Ralph a shot at pummeling this tequila to the face.
Well, we're also,
I say
missing Hatchet John and your dad.
Yeah.
Ralph, you should preview the next week's matchups, I think.
So next week, strong bracket as well. Jonathan, we did do combos, Dave. So this goes to your point. Maybe we should have done more combo people because next week, the number 2 seed, Jonathan Sullivan and Grady Jackson versus number 15 seed, George Rogers. Number 7 seed, John Meekum, former Saints owner, versus number 10 seed, Bum Phillips. Number 3 seed, Andre Royal versus number 14 seed, Brew Dries. Number 6 seed, Mike Ditka versus number 11 seed, Joe Morgan. I'm looking at that 7-10 matchup, John Meekum, Bum Phillips. That's a terrible job by the committee. So that'll be next week. Remember to tune in. And by the way, we will have Thomas. He will break out each week the bracket portion of the podcast, and that will be available for people to listen to later, patrons, the bracket part. So, Thomas, take it to the top.
Thanks, Jason Champagne, for 200 bits.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Jason. We appreciate it. All right, Thomas, hit us with the first mailbag question.
Then we had an avalanche of questions this week, so definitely a mailbag is coming.
Yes.
It was hard to pick the best ones.
I want to get in on the mailbag episodes too. I just want the silly questions. Andrew can answer the serious questions.
All right, hit us, Thomas.
Usually I pick the silly questions for the show when you are here, Dave.
Oh, so let's do a whole silly question mailbag episode.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
That's a good idea. Okay. First question from Biloxi Blues, the usual suspect. Who would be the worst Saints player or coach, past or present, to have on the show as a special guest?
Jim Mora, probably, because he refused to do the cameo for me, and he refused to answer my email questions when I did an oral history of the Bobby Hebert holdout in 1990. So probably Jim Mora would be a terrible guest. Although I'd love to have him, Big Jim, if you listen to this podcast.
Probably Junior Galette. I don't think he would appreciate the things we have said about him over the last 11 years.
We should invite him.
Yeah.
He'd probably come on.
Junior Galette is a horrible idea. We should do it.
Nola Fredo says Ditka. Yeah, I would get contentious with Ditka because I would just scream at him. Why did you think Heath Schuler was competent? Thomas, what's next?
That was a fast one. Next question from Bayou Bedouin. And he asks, what is each host's dream ad to read for the podcast?
I mean, Kevin already did his. The Blue Chew ad was just magic, right?
He's already crossed that off the bucket. He's already crossed that off the bucket list.
I mean,
and now he's got a lifetime supply of Blue Chew.
I mean,
right.
Does this imply that if we're reading the ad that they must be sending us free stuff?
Yeah.
It implies whatever you want it to imply.
Midge says Manscaper 3000. I think for me, a grip strength ad would be just my dream ad. Like,
who's doing a grip strength ad?
Like a stress ball, or like one of those stretchy bands, or like some kind of workout material. I think that would be my dream ad. Does anybody else have a dream ad?
Yeah, my dream ad would probably be like Titleist. Like if I can get like some free golf balls, or even better if we're reaching for the sky, golf clubs. That would be ideal. Otherwise,
Nola Fredo says Kevin needs to read Irish Kevin for the Ireland Tourism Board.
No. Ozman's the winner.
Yeah.
I need to get an ad for Throat Coat.
There you go.
Yeah.
Or Tinder.
That's a good one. I was tempted to say something alcohol related, like something ridiculous, like Pappy or like
Van Winkle.
Yeah, or like Dom Perignon, something like that. But I think I would go with. I've always been absolutely in love with Les Pauls and Gibson guitars.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
So if I could go with anything that was like a dream come true, it would be to be sponsored and read an ad for Gibson. That'd be cool.
Oh, I should show you. I should show you my Les Paul. I have one.
Wow.
As do I.
Kevin,
I've seen your Les Paul, Dave.
They've taken over the pocket. They're just having a bouge off. Right in the middle of the podcast. That's what they're doing.
I don't
Thomas,
know. That's not bougie. I mean, I think most guys can relate to a guitar company. That's not bougie. That's like a man's man answer right there.
Yeah.
That's the most testosterone I've shown on this show in 2 years.
Thomas, what's next?
Before next question, I think Andrew should get an ad for a watch.
No, from the top row.
Perfect.
An ad for a watch. I don't get it.
So you can be on time.
You can keep time.
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
Sorry, Andrew. Bad timing. I need your help with the next question. From Claude Henri Smoot. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly.
Yeah, it's a Fletch joke.
Who's your favorite all-time Saints assistant coach? Could possibly fill out a bracket for that one.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Well, I've Zach Streif, obviously, on a personal level. But what's interesting? Like, well, I was gonna say Vit's kind of complicated because we thought Vit was the greatest, and I would say this about Rob Ryan too. Both of them, they went from like at the top of the mountain, greatest assistant coach of all time, to very quickly fizzling out into all of us hating them. Like Joe Vitt quickly became like, can he actually coach linebackers? So I feel like Vitt and Rob Ryan both bubbled up to legend status and then crashed and burned very quickly.
We had people in 2013, people were sending us pictures of Rob Ryan around New Orleans when he was in Miss May, when he was in the grocery buying ice cream. Like he was king of the city. It would be
Ezra, king of New Orleans.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. Like, who would you say all time has been the greatest Saints assistant coach?
I have an answer.
Brian Young.
No. The question is not greatest. Okay, it's who's your favorite all-time Saints assistant coach? Mine would have to be white-haired, Kane using Mike Westhoff simply just because he's the real life version of the guy from Family Guy, and his horny ass found Taysom Hill in the shower. That's one of my all-time favorite stories, so he's got to be one of my favorites.
Wow.
You see that guy over there? He's going to be a great quarterback / tight end / wide receiver.
Oh my gosh. You aren't kidding.
Yeah, he looks real nice.
He can wear a lot of different hats. He's a great football weapon.
Oh, don't make me beg now.
Aaron Glenn.
Great job.
High on the list. I would throw Aaron Glenn in there.
If Dennis Allen can manage to not get fired, Pete Carmichael might be an assistant for the Saints for 20 years.
Noel Alfredo says his least favorite, and I am 100% on board with this. Carl Smith, worst assistant of all time.
Because he discovered that Taysom had a tripod. Wow. Thomas, what's next?
All right, final question of the show. It wouldn't be a show without a question from Saints Rabbit. He asks.
No, it would not.
Question for everyone except Ralph. So cover your ears, Ralph.
Fuck you in particular, Ralph.
Jesus.
Fuck you, Ralph Marlboro. If Ralph's liver could talk, what do y'all think it would say?
I got it.
Hey, that guy looks real pretty. Is that Taysom Hill? I bet he could play all kinds of different positions. That's what
I think Ralph liver would say.
Like a small baby.
Where's Ralph's cat when you need it?
That's right.
Yeah, actually, I have noticed since you haven't had an air conditioner.
I know.
I guess you keep the cat out of the.
Yeah.
Wait, did any of that come over, or did I mute myself?
No, you muted
No, we
yourself.
missed all of it.
It does still
All
does.
Shit.
Do that again and do it like 5 inches away from the mic.
Right.
That's right.
Jesus. Take 3.
Help me. Help me.
Oh, help me. Got it.
Help me.
By the way, guys,
It
breaking
sounds
news.
like Cueto from Total Recall.
It does not
This
sound
isn't
like that on my phone.
this isn't Saints news, but it is NFL news. Play the breaking news siren.
Oh, wow.
This is big.
All
What
right,
happened,
let's,
man? LSU won.
Well, yeah, LSU did win, but that's not what I'm. So there's a report out there right now that Tyreek Hill is under investigation for allegations of, I don't know, beating up a woman. Which if true, I mean, he's
Big
done
if
so.
true.
I mean, he's done
Future
so, right? Because
Saints?
he's been accused of this before, right?
he's been accused of
Right.
beating up his kid
Yeah.
and a
Okay,
woman.
well,
like, that's what. Both.
I think that would be crazy if he's like, I mean, I don't know if he'd be kicked out of the league, but certainly suspended.
That's
The
why
Dolphins would have to cut him, I would think.
he punched a woman in the face. That's why he got drafted in the 5th round, I believe. And then he had the allegation that like he abused his kid, and she was like yelling at him. So he's got baggage that is kind of like, Kevin, you know this, like it gets further if you can go along.
He's under investigation for assault and battery incident in Miami.
Oh wow.
At a
Oh,
marina.
I'm sorry. Allegedly hitting a man at a marina, so not a woman.
Oh, that doesn't even
a
count.
restaurant employee.
It doesn't. It's a man. It doesn't even count. Like,
Yeah, that's just Alvin Kamara. That's Garden
I mean, it
Variety
just
Kamara
doesn't.
type stuff.
Like, it's just like if you could take a lead pipe to a man's face and not get suspended. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, I don't say it's right, but that's the world it is.
But you
Like,
can't swing a belt at a woman, right?
no, you can't
Like
swing a
Junior
belt at a
Galette-
woman.
Like Junior
but you
Galette.
can't. It's like I tell my son at the park. No matter, you can't hit a girl. You
Well, to be
can't.
fair, when now Junior Galette was swinging a belt at men and women, he was
Man,
an
he was
equal
just
opportunistic belt
indiscriminately-
swinger. Yeah,
He was swinging at the air, man.
Yeah.
he was.
At
but
nobody.
in the
At
general
nobody.
direction
he
of.
was innocent. He was innocent.
So
Yeah.
So guys, thanks for the questions. And like Thomas said, we use all questions. We will have a mailbag for you guys. We do it every week. So keep sending the questions. We use them all. Whatever content you send us, we always use it. We appreciate all you guys. So Thomas, before we get out of here, I know we didn't reach our goal to have me drink the Three Amigos mega shot of tequila, but thanks to all the people who donated. Give us the roll call of people who donated.
All right. Thanks to Andrew. Thanks to Romeo, and thanks to the MVP, who is Jason Champagne with 700
Wow,
bits.
thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jason. Thank you. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed the bracket. Is just it's our favorite summer thing, and people, I always laugh. People do Saints brackets during March Madness, and people are like, "Why don't y'all do the Saints bracket during March Madness?" I'm like, we don't need Saints content during free agency and the draft. We need the Saints content during the summer in June. In June and July, we got what they don't start training camp till the July 24th. We got 4 or 5 more weeks. We got the bracket is for content to get us through the summer months. So thanks to everybody for listening and supporting Saints Happy Hour. Please go to saintshappyhour.com, become a patron and support the show. We can't do it without you guys' support. Thanks to Dave. Thanks to Andrew. Thanks to Kevin. Thanks to Thomas, the best producer on earth, running the show back in Poland. We had a full boat. We might have a full boat next week. We might move the show to accommodate Dave so he can have a lovely anniversary and tell his wife he loves her.
And Andrew.
Not on the show. like last year, which was amazing.
Also accommodating Andrew.
That's right. We need everybody for the bracket. But remember, kids, if you're going to support a Saints podcast, you should support the one that wins awards. Until next time, the bar is closed.